time. Today I want to talk to you about living an intentional life. What do I mean by that? I have studied two generations. I have studied my parents' generation and our generation as young people. And there's one ingredient that separates these two generations: intentionality. Today, young people, when I speak to them, they tell me, "Letampona next year. Next year, it's my year, letampona. You know, kitoba lucky, katola msebenzi. Kitoba lucky, katoma business." I have news for you. That lady used to sell luck back in Venda. He has retired. Venda is out of luck potion. Because when you hope things will happen, when you hope you'll have luck, that's not being intentional. That's leaving things to chance. And today I want to share with you this story that took place in the United States, in the middle of the United States, where there's grain, there's livestock, there's beef. So the United States is fed by the middle of America. So there was this wealthy farmer, massive farm, with over, I think, an estimation of 500,000 hectares. So he wakes up, he does his daily routine, takes a walk to his farm, opens for his animals, and then he goes to the barn. The barn is where they feed the animals. So he starts doing his thing there, he starts working, and as he starts working, he feels in his body that it's time to nourish the body. But before that, he wants to take out his watch to verify that indeed it's time for lunch. You know, when you're going to have lunch, so obviously your body clock will let you know that it's time for lunch, your circadian cycle. So this farmer says, "You know what, I don't see my watch. Well, maybe I left it by the side of my bed." He goes back to the side of his bed, he doesn't find it. He says, "Okay, well, maybe it fell on my way to the farm." He goes and tracks his movements, he finds nothing. Now he starts to worry, because now this watch is what we call an heirloom. So every male who takes over the farm must have this watch. So this watch has been in the family for 5 generations. So now he's worried, what am I going to tell my son? And as he's worried, contemplating what next to do, he hears from a very distant young boys playing. So he goes to the young children and says, "Guys, I want you to help me look for my watch. And whoever finds my watch, I'll give him $100. And for a young kid, $100 is a lot of money." So these 14 boys go to the barn, they turn the place upside down. After 2 hours, these boys come back, say, "Unfortunately, we are sorry, we couldn't find the watch." Now this man is worried now. His day becomes even darker. So as he's contemplating, he hears a knock. He opens the door, finds one of the young boys who was searching for the watch. This young man comes to the farmer. Say, "Can I please get an opportunity to look for the watch?" Then the farmer says, "You and your boys for over 2 hours, the 14 of you couldn't find the watch. So what makes you think you alone can find the watch?" And the young boy said, "Sir, this is where intentionality comes in." The young boy said, "Sir, when I was part of the group, I was lost. I did not know my intention. I have a dream. And when you told us that whoever gets the $100, I told myself that if I get the $100, I will invest in my dream." And the farmer looks at this young man and says, "I have nothing to lose. Okay, go look for the watch." The young man looks for the watch. Now this farmer is still worried. After 45 minutes, he hears a loud knock. Now something magical happens. This young man has found the watch. So now this farmer takes out his money, all the money he had, gives it to the young man. As the young man was leaving the house, he said, "Oh wait, you and a group of friends couldn't find the watch for over 2 hours, but you alone did it in 45 minutes. What happened?" The young man said, sir, when I was part of a group, I was lost. I lost my intentionality. It's so easy to say we are the youth of South Africa. We don't have employment. We don't have opportunities. It is so easy to say we instead of I. Because when you say I, now you own the responsibility. So now this young man tells the farmer and says, okay, here's what I did. I went into the barn. I removed all the clutter. I went to a central place. I removed all the clutter in the barn, connected with my head and connected with my heart. And from a very faint distance, I could hear the tick-tock, tick-tock. And then I moved to the general direction of where the sound was coming from. Did the same thing again, connected with his mind and with his heart. Removed the clutter of the world. And you could hear now the sound with its intense. Tick-tock, tick-tock. And then he found the watch, and then that's when he gave it to the farm. So, what can we learn from this young man? We learn the overarching principle of intentionality. But now, I want us to focus on the 3 P's. Number 1, purpose. When you are in a group, it's very easy to lose your personal purpose. It's very easy to hide behind friends. Because now when you hide behind friends, it's very easy to blame the economic system. Yeah, actually, we don't get this, we don't get opportunities. But how many opportunities have you said no to individually? Dr. Vishwamani can say, please clean here. And then if you clean here, then you can go and be a supervisor. And then from a supervisor, you can become a facilitator. And one will be like, no, but now I'm too educated. Why should I start from the bottom? So now, the second principle you can learn is passion. This young man had passion. He was passionate about his dream, that he needed a second opportunity to do things different. I hear a lot of people that I grew up with. Man, I've been sending CVs. I've been sending CVs from A to B to Z. I'm like, the problem is you're doing what everybody else is doing. You always want to get. Why don't you go to that agency and say, hi, I've got a master's degree. My name is Onso. What can I do for you? Because, ladies and gentlemen, life is about reciprocity. It's about saving. And number 3, what we can learn from this young man is performance. It is very easy to hide behind a group and not do your best. But when you are alone, you have to do your best because you don't even know who's watching. It's very easy to be a backing vocalist because my voice is not out there. You know, it's a compilation and a combination of voices. But when you are the lead singer, it's very, very important for you to show up. If you want to be successful, study what successful people are doing. Perform the way successful people are doing. Read books that are combined and that serve your purpose. Study their habits. Study their thoughts. Study their lifestyle and their habits. So, in a group, it's very easy to get lost. I like what Sidney Poitier, who wrote The Measure of a Man, he says, when you walk with someone, something unspoken takes place. Either they match your pace or you match theirs. So in a group, whose pace are you matching? Are they dealing you or are you dealing them? And today we are launching African Engineering Transformation. There will be opportunities for you to go to the next level. And if you are not prepared and an opportunity knocks, no matter how wide the door is, you are not going to go through it. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best.
Awapontsho boletše le bokwela ke diphutsela tše tharo tšele ke road map ya lena ke re le hwetša ka moka tšene reng la dinyaka ke ke tlo kgopela gore botle Mr. Morifu wa tlo re fang background ya AET methele matsogo
a re dumedišaneng gape nna la ka lebitso ke Marapo ke tlo fana ka background ya AET. AET e thomile ka tsela e nngwe. Ba bangwe ba ka ikwešiša, ba bangwe ba ka se ikwešiša. When we were sitting in our silos, in our silos, o mongwe le mongwe o ne a le ka hara cage ya hae. That was me, Dr. Bosch, and Mr. Phiri. We found ourselves thinking the same thing, and we never spoke about it. The first day, when Dr. Bosch went to Boksburg, he went and addressed the concept. Mr. Phiri welcomed it. And without me talking to Dr. Bosch, I also thought of the same. I went to Boksburg as well, talking the same thing. This is what we were talking about. We were saying, let's identify the gaps in the education system. Let's identify what disturb or get people not to have this knowledge. As we were going through the concept, me and Mr. Phiri, he asked me one question. He said, have you been speaking to Doc? I said, no. He said, on the same chair that you are sitting on, he was sitting there yesterday, talking about the same thing. That was on the 16th of February, 2022. Behind the whole discussion, there was a motto, or everything physical started as a dream. And how can I level? When you want to build a house, you start to dream. You've got your daydream and night dream about the shape of the house, how big it will be, how beautiful it will be. That's where the dream started. That was on the 16th of February, 2022. We started to put everything together, put the name together, get in touch with possible people that we think can be part of the system. But the main system that was put on the table was, for each and everyone who joins us educationally, we're not gonna lose that person. This is the birth of these people. We want to make sure that they remain in the system. Even when we get the projects, these are the people who will be saying hand to heart, I have built that structure, or I have built that item. That's how AET started. It was not an easy journey till 2023. We had the ups and downs. Some of the people were saying, you guys don't know what you are doing. Some departments in the education system, in the education authorities, they even said, what you are thinking is not going to happen. Because what you are doing is not what we want. But within the departments, some of their colleagues said, you know what you are building is a great empire. That actually gave us another courage. The birth of AET, 16 February 2022. The item that will be coming by one of my directors had our announcer the achievements. On the 17th of February 2023, that was a day after the birth, meaning the organization was 1 year, 1 day old. That's when we have achieved these accreditations. Thank you very much.
ke kgopela megolokwane e re bolela di-accreditation a ke re la bona maphepha a leng mo these documents di tshwara value le reng e bula menyako akere e tshwana le wena o kry-a degree or o passa matric ya gago. All those qualifications are endless opportunities akere go na le ntho e ba e boletseng ba education be ba gana gore ba tlo tswelela. So it shows that if you believe and you are consistent and persistent about a dream that is not only for yourself and is selfless in bringing change, it is possible, it is achievable. You being here today is the reason that this will soar and bring in more people. And because of that, this is for a greater Africa to the world, not just individuals who came together and birthed AET. And just to conclude on that, we are going to ask Mr. Piri to tell us about the accreditation of the program.
Thank you very much. My name is Nicholas Piri. Yes, I'm one of the directors. Okay, so before I come to the accreditation, just briefly, as Mr. Morif explained, I just wanted to add to that. Our main aim has 80. He mentioned concerning we have to absorb to keep our own products so that we don't throw them out. We are into education. Himself, as he's sitting there, is the division director on the industrial side. So he has to bring projects with his team so that our products, those into bricklaying, those into motor vehicles, those into designing, must have employment. They must have employment. So if he doesn't do the job on his seat there, and the 80 fails, it means it's him to blame. But we'll not leave the journey to him alone. We are together. Yes. So 80, it is Africa engineering transformation. It is not going to end in South Africa only. This is just the beginning. As we are speaking, we started operation this year and we have got 4 centers. 3 in Gauteng, 1 in Northern Cape. So we are a moving machine. We have got so many challenges that we face, but we don't focus on the challenges. No. Our target is until we transform humanity in form of education system we are having. Our education system we have, do you know what happens? We spend 12 years, I call them 12 years of wasted years. The 12 years that we spend as an engineer, if I take that engineer from university, I bring him to say, can you fix this car? He won't even be able to open, to turn the spanner. This is how our education is messed up. It has been made deliberately like that. So AET coming in is to transform the system. We are saying let us transform this system that is messed up to something that is going to work for Africa. We want to transform our youth. Get educated even within a year. Following year, you should be able to perform. And those you can see behind, they have gone through that process and they are able to perform. And we are campaigning. There are industries, companies that are even coming to say, we want to partner with you in this system. And they are pushing. But we are not only depending on them. We want to push on our own. To have our own manufacturing company, to have our own. If it is petrochemical, it is mining, we want to have our own. But only God knows how we'll get there. Now we are here. We have got these accreditations. These accreditations we have, they are theory and practical. And do you know where our starting point is in education? We pick from grade 8, grade 9. We don't want to worry about a grade 12. So grade 8, grade 9 are the ones we take. We start building them until we produce a machine out of a human being. And that we are doing and we are going to do. Because our core is transformation. Our core is transformation. And this is our everyday prayer. My Lord and my God, you are in me and I'm in you. Your light is in me, around me and ahead of me. You have blessed me abundantly as an instrument that brings hope to many people. Because we can't use the term to hopeless. We don't have hopeless. It's just that when you lose hope, you need somebody to give you hope. So we are the instrument, as 8, we are the instrument that brings hope to humanity. It is not only us who are going to do that. We need your every support. Because we have got so many kids who are in the street because they have done what? They have lost hope. They say, government. We don't want to point on government. We want to do it because we are able to do it. Those who know the scripture, Joseph was alone. Were there so many Joseph? He was alone. And yet he fed the whole world. Moses was alone and he led the whole Israelites to the promised land. So God can work through us to make sure that we succeed on this journey. To transform our education system so that we don't produce redundants, but we must produce people who are going to bring transformation and change. Otherwise, unless the dust swallows us so fast, if not, we are going to achieve that.